everybody? Joseph Rothschild here, aka M. And we are back with another Twitter thread. Today we're talking about bad cards. Not every card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be good. Some of them are miserably, terribly unplayable. But that doesn't mean we can miss out on an opportunity to be a hater. Just because a card isn't worth the cardboard it's printed on doesn't mean it will stay that way forever. There's a significant amount of cards in the game that are really not the right choice for the current meta, but if they ever were played, would be responsible for some of the worst, most unfun game states in the history of time. So today I'm asking you what bad cards you want banned. And I'm beginning with this one, Poisonous Winds. If you've never seen this card, it's a continuous spell that says wind monsters cannot be special summoned. Forget the Age of Fire. If we ever have a Year of Wind, this is going to be played and it is going to suck ass. Also, no one should treat wind that way. Let's see what you all came up with. Exactly what I'm looking for. Why a Legendary Ocean? Because for a non-shark water Xyz deck, it is functionally Stygian Dirge. You have 5 other Umis. Use those, then print a Legendary Ocean 2. I Wish says, these cards don't need to be banned for gameplay reasons. They need to be banned because there's a subset of community that utilizes the cards that allow you to look at your opponent's shit and then bends and contorts your cards when they touch them. You can feel the money burning as they treat your cardboard like they are making Dragon's Beard candy. Hold up. What's the problem with the current metagame? It's Tier 0. What's the Tier 0 deck? An extremely expensive brew called Snake Eyes. Have we found a counter? Nice end board. I'll activate Goddess Skuld's Oracle and fire the effect. You got it. Dimax says every single one of these whack ass, awful ass, terrible turn skip cards. King Calamity would be here too, but that bum is hard carried by Centurion. Yeah, I have to agree. Every one of these cards is super frustrating. They show up in deck lists once in a blue moon and they never do anything fun. It's funny Dimax posted this because I think Dimax has the best response to people who play these cards in decks at a competitive level, which is stop trying to make worse Centurion. That article is really, really good. But I love Chaos Max. I was trying to build Drytron with the new cards and people were like, no, the new cards are bad. The new cards are bad. You can't play Chaos Max in the same deck. And I'm like, I don't want to play this fucking terrible ass card. CJ Alex, another banger post. Are they good? No. But I want every generic extra deck OTK enabler banned. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, access code. That's not that hot of a take. No. Boral Sword as well. And guess what? If this and access code are banned, you have to hit the next most powerful one, which is Raster Liger. He threw Utopia double in here as well, which I also agree with. GCD, another great answer. These cards are never going to be good enough for a band, but they gotta go. They feel alien to how the game is built. They are judge headache inducers. Just take these out of the game. I know that the end goal for this type of card is to errata it into something that does work within problem-solving card text, but realistically, it's just never gonna happen. Just get rid of them. Cursed Eye says, whenever I see my opponent activate 2 draw spells in a row when I don't have interaction, you just gotta hold your breath and pray they can't do it. Gold Bamboo Sword, Royal Magical Library. They're still printing new bamboo swords. Like, they want you to do this. The thing about the draw spells is that pretty much every draw spell on the ban list could theoretically be taken off tomorrow because none of them are particularly powerful. But if there is a critical mass of them, it becomes an immediate issue. So this card is terrible, but if you can set up a summon negate, it is vanities you can turn off by normaling. Hold up. Neither player can special summon monsters. When another monster is normal summoned to either player's side of the field, destroy this card. You would play it with Condemned Witch. Normal summon Witch, search Chalice, Droplet, Lance, etc. Summon Paragon on the opponent's turn after their normal. Protect it from its own destruction effect if you searched Dress. Oh. Back in my Yu-Gi tubing days of 2014, I made a video calling for this card to be banned at release because I thought it had the potential to make games stuck in a draw pass loop until deck out. This was pre-links, of course. Target a face-up attack position effect monster on each side of the field. If both monsters are still face-up on the field, negate their effects. If both their effects were negated by this effect, as long as those monsters are in face-up attack position, they can't be destroyed by battle, are unaffected by other card effects, and cannot attack or change their battle positions. Yeah, you were right to say it. This card was designed in a lab to be as annoying as possible, especially if you don't have spell trap removal. There is a whole series of these fucking guys. Moonmere Shield, Decisive Battle of Golconda, Guardian Power. I don't want to have to play Cosmic, okay? Siberian says, without taking away from the fact that most people here are massive crying doo-doo babies about hand attack, this card have compounding factors. Drastic drop-off, Giga drop-off, the drop-off that has Playmaker on it. All of these cards just exist to create a no-win situation for judging staff. Get them out of here. In case you're wondering what the first half of this tweet is about, Siberian has a debilitating mental disorder that prevents them from typing an opinion without first couching that opinion in seething hatred for the Yu-Gi-Oh community. It's called being a Magic player. I think you proved a little bit ago about why this card probably never should have been made. I enjoyed playing Fire Prison in that like Mystic Mine 2 deck that I built on Sarah Hyde's channel, but I do want to point out, I'm not the only one trying this shit. I was at Locals about a month ago, and I look over to my left, and at like the mid tables, what do I see but Fire Prison? And I'm like, oh no. Everyone is gunning for stun cards in this thread, but here's one that's actually brave. This isn't a Yugi Boomer hand traps or bullshit thing. Ash has been a nigh mandatory 3-of for so long, and now cards are being designed around it. Set or activate them from deck instead of search. Unfortunately, I think there is a decent argument to ban Ash Blossom. It's really weird because everyone is so unanimously on board with banning Maxi, and they keep posting that image that's like, Maxi's in 95% of decks, and then the number 2 card on it is Ash Blossom is in 90%. Like, this card has been a mandatory 3-of, with the exception of maybe 2 formats exactly, since its print 7 years ago. No other card has ever put up numbers like that, to the point where design is completely warped by its existence. Flu sucks, but it's only a matter of time before I hard lose a game again without playing a single card of this. This card should be gone. Even if Harpy was halfway playable, this would be frustrating to have to play against. Half of the Monarch spell trap lineup just reads, if you have no extra deck, punch your opponent into the face. Domain of the True Monarchs, the Monarchs Erupt. They haven't even posted the card that makes all the Monarchs towers. I know they have to compensate not being able to access an important part of the game, but surely we can do better than Skill Drain and Scythe. They should, unironically, ban all these cards and then take Lithium to a nice farm upstate. These two, yes, and others like them, yes, facilitate the lamest gameplay imaginable. Yes, they can be outed, but if you don't find it out, you're screwed. Yes! 1,000,000% of the time. Another interesting take on the prompt. This card is good, but its existence means they can't ever print a reptile with a really good graveyard effect. 100% correct. If you have a non-once per turn burn effect, you have to die. Sorry. Cannon Soldier, Toon Cannon Soldier, Cannon Soldier Mark II. Amazoness Archer can stay around though because I respect women. Well, don't worry, I don't. Treasure Panda has only ever been used for dog shit ass Exodia combos, but if you ban him, an entire economy of meta player cries, salty tears, replay videos from Master Duel goes under tomorrow. If it becomes accessible to search 2 fairies and summon 1 for free, this goes from funny to just annoying. This is the kind of thing that would make any good Arcana Force printed say you can't tribute monsters the turn you activate this, a la Ancient Gears. It is so funny that this archetype is so dog shit, and then they accidentally printed like a Gristlebrand style win condition for the archetype. And finally, we'll special this out with Saruya. This isn't a bad card. It's a good card. But anime fans will read this card's 2 effects and go draw 2, or I can summon a vanilla? I know which one I'm picking. I cannot imagine that summoning DM is even better than Pot of Greed in DM. I like this. This person does not want Magician's Souls banned because it's good, or because it creates an unfun game state, but because they want Dark Magician players to feel less happiness. I really appreciate that. What I've learned from this is that my audience is exceptional haters, but ask yourself, for any one of these individual cards, would the game really be worse without them? See you next week. Dyer says every single one of these 446 cards. Okay, we don't need to make this more efficient.